5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You're live with Neve.
All right. Hey, everybody. Here we are today in an informal edition of Live with Neve. We are broadcasting from inside of Gotham City. We are safely ensconced from the vermin-ridden shores. No, I'm kidding. I live in Highlands. We get to there on a boat in about a half hour. Toby is here. As always, we're thankful so much for Toby. And today's guest is a great guy. His name is Phil Parlapiano. I probably butchered his name, and being an Italian guy, my family's going to kick my ass after the show. Let Julie come on. I have some questions at first in this segment. I've looked into our guest's past, and he's a fun guy. He's got a lot of cool stuff that he's done. I'll let him talk about that. But I guess, let's bring him on. I want to just go ahead and get right to the meat and potatoes here.
Hello.
Hey, Phil.
What's going on?
Good day here. You have a beautiful day in LA. It's all is well in the world, or at least in my world. So.
Oh, yeah, me too. Correct.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
You got my name totally right. Correct. Thank you.
That makes it better.
Thank you. Good, good. I appreciate you letting me know. I was sitting here going, I think I got it right. But you never know. And I have a tough name, Van Erdy, for some people.
Yes.
That's why I go by the moniker of Neve, because my name is Neil Ernest Van Erdy. And I love Neve consoles, of course, like anybody.
Of course,
so
yes.
I'm waiting for Rupert's descendants to sue me, cease and desist. I'm going to be like, how?
It's my
name.
Yes, exactly.
It's Neve. And so it's a point that people ask me, why is it not Live with Neil Van Erdy? Because it's got too many syllables for drummers to be able to comprehend and watch the show.
No, it's promotion. That's what it is. Like you're doing it's showbiz, right? Showbiz.
It's just showbiz, man. It is. And it's Friday. I got to say, it feels so good to be alive on this Friday and well fed. And hell, I'm just going to start with some fun questions. This will be a weird interview. Hopefully, I'll ask you something that you haven't been asked before, and maybe not, but we'll give it a roll. First off, you have some interesting titles. Some of your records, the Mordacious Mr. Squeeze. Now,
yes,
I'm just asking you: was that a name you've had since you were a child, or what?
No, it's not. It's a name that. I'm going to take off one of these guys. It's a name that that John Prine, when I was working with him, he gave me. I used to come in to Howie Epstein's studio, and I would always bring the accordion because I was called to play the accordion. And the engineer, whose name is Joe Ramersa, who also played drums on the record, he would always go, "Hey, Mr. Squeeze," whenever I came in. Then John was like, I like that name. And then John wrote a song called Sins of Mephisto, and he put the line in, listening to the music of Mr. Squeeze. So I thought, I mean, I have talked to people. I mean, in the business of show that we're in, like I said before, a nickname is always good, like Neve, but
absolutely.
But if it's a descriptive name, it's better if somebody gave it to you,
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
Yeah.
So I was pretty much given that name by John Prine. So I don't use it all the time, but like some people do, but I just kind of throw it in every once in a while.
So what is it? Why did he give you that name?
Mr. Squeeze? Oh, because I played the accordion.
He squeezes the accordion.
Because I played the accordion.
I'm sorry. Yes. I got you. Yes. Okay, that makes more sense.
Yeah. Then the other thing. Yeah. the other description.
Well,
There's
sorry,
many
that's where I was
connotations that
going.
can be drawn from a name like
Exactly.
that. You might be a loan
That's-
shark, or I don't know.
Or
You
he
kind
didn't
of
know.
look like an Italian loan shark. That
Yeah,
would work.
I could do that.
I wasn't sure if you
Yeah.
were moonlighting
You
or
put you in my
what, so I
movie,
had to
man.
ask.
You're on the movie.
No, so he gave yes.
Okay, I'm just going to random associate here for a minute.
Of course.
I noticed some of your favorite books, and I saw Fahrenheit 451.
Yes, great.
Big favorite of mine. I was a science fiction fan before science fiction fans were cool.
Right. Yes, it was very nerdy. Yeah,
Asimov and
and Bradbury, of course.
Bradbury. Not Mencken.
Roddenberry.
I'm drawing a blank, but I found that interesting. I'm roughly 60.
Right.
I'm a 20-year-old in a 60-year-old's body.
We all are.
Yeah. So, what are you reading nowadays?
Oh gosh, all I read is metaphysical stuff. Like I was reading some Deepak Chopra.
Okay.
I think it's called Quantum Healing was his first book.
Okay.
Yeah, and it was a shame because when I looked online, I saw so much stuff about how he's a hack and he's just trying to take your money and it's fuzzy science. And I don't know. I don't know what to think about that. So for a second, I thought, am I just clouding my mind with conspiracy crap that that everybody else is trying to avoid? And
right.
But it really speaks to me. I think that he's got great great insight. I mean, he's not the first person who said things like that, obviously. Right. But I think that ever since I was a young person, I was always trying to find I believe that there was a truth in the world. It's not that mysterious. I think there are.
Sure.
Yeah. And so
I do too.
Yeah.
Me too.
So that's why I read that. I hardly ever read any kind of fiction or anything like that. In fact, I probably should read some of the classics, but
that's interesting because I read a lot. I still read a lot of history. I read a lot of politics. I still go back and read stuff that's cool. I'm reading a book right now called "Are We Smart Enough to Understand Animal Intelligence?"
I am.
All right.
It's from a neuroscientist. What are you going to say, Jules?
Oh, I said I am. I understand animal intelligence. I'm an animal empath.
Right. Okay. I can see that. No, I believe that years from now, maybe even it might take a while, like 100 years from now, I think we'll look back on this time and we won't be able to even imagine what we did to animals because we'll realize they have just as much consciousness as we do. Mm-hmm. I really do think that.
Yep, I've been thinking about since I was a child. Remembering like the dinosaurs. Yeah.
I think most of us as children are not inclined to sit and watch a lion eat a zebra child 40 times over, like some people. If you want to see some rotten shit, it's all over YouTube. It's everywhere.
Right.
Our kids know more about life than we did. They're like
most definitely. Most definitely.
Although in my case, I didn't lead a very sheltered existence, so I've seen it all in these many years. I noticed you've done some stuff with Penn and Teller. You've done a lot of television. I'm not going to read your biography on here. What are you working on right now?
Well, I just done an episode of a show called Shameless, which I think is on Showtime, I think it was. We did the last episode, and I was called in, to play the accordion because that's what I usually do. And so I'm the accordion player because I guess comedies think it's kind of funny to have an accordion player on a camera. Yes. So that's 99% of what I've done is playing the accordion. I mean, I even did. I was even in the Titanic movie the one with Kate Winslet.
I
was going to ask you that.
Green screened in? Is that what you did? Did they green screen you in, or how did they do that?
No. They had a really great set that looks like the lower deck. It was the lower deck,
right?
And they brought all these dancers in, and we just did this big dance scene. It's a pretty famous scene where I think Kate gets and
Yeah.
does her ballet thing.
I'll have to watch it just to see, see you making, sometimes some people think of that thing as the devil's own instrument and Satan's.
Oh, yeah, right.
But that's just all stereotypical stuff.
It's stereotypical, yeah.
I grew up as a kid with an old guy who ran a music store and said I was supposed to be an accordion player because I had big fingers.
Right, yes.
Comes over with the freaking case, sets it up in the living room. My mom's like, "Oh, Ernesto, you'll play piano after this." Blah, blah,
yes,
blah.
Right.
I already had my eyes set on the Ringo kit in the window of the local store. And
but see, when you're that age and that time of history, it was you either played the piano or the violin, and if you couldn't afford a piano, you played the accordion because it was cheaper,
right.
and that was really what it was. I didn't grow up in a big city. I grew up out here in Los Angeles, and it was a small place. I was born in New York City in Manhattan, and my parents came out here in 1960, which by the way was the San Fernando Valley was the #1 destination of the country to move to in 1960. Right. And so they did it, and it was all to get away from the big city. Of course, all I did when I was growing up was, God, why couldn't we live in Manhattan? That's so cool there. Because every time I saw pictures of it, I thought, that's where I want to live, in a big city. Instead, we were like, had, cows and horses like down the street, which is, a nice way to, it's a nice way to grow up, actually. Really
absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. So you have any new stuff you work on?
Oh yeah. New stuff. Yeah. I've been working with some stuff with Phil Jones, who's a great drummer. He played on the, Full Moon Fever record with Tom Petty. And we've been just kind of casually doing some tracks. I have this fantasy of doing a record that's this sounds so lofty, but kind of more of a metaphysical record. Like all the songs have to do with self-exploration. Basically, I'm afraid that the record might only be interesting to my therapist, but
I was going to say, I'll talk to your therapist. I can add some subliminal messaging, and I've done quite a bit of study on it. I don't know. I can make you like bark like a dog instead of snoring. I'm like a hypnosis, if you will.
Yeah.
Where they have the guy in New York, Kreskin. He used to wander around dragging people with a cord. I'm like, what do you got? Why don't you get a dog walker? What's this going on here? Forget about it.
That's funny. It's funny. No, but I figured that I'd say that in even in our generation, I think that the biggest record that sold millions of copies, it was completely just self-help for the guy writing it, was The Wall, right? By Pink Floyd.
Absolutely.
Who would have thought a record about my problems would sell millions of copies? Come on, really.
Right.
And I'll tell you something. My therapist tells me the exact same thing. He's like, you're not the only one going through this. Write it in a song. Trust me, people will buy it. And I'm like, but you don't understand. It's not like that right now. I'm not in that headspace right now. He's like, start writing. Yeah, you're right. Exactly. And he's like, start writing it. So
I'm sorry to interrupt. We got to go to a break. We'll be right back with you.
We do.
Phil, Mr. Squeeze, we still need family or origins of that term. I'm not convinced yet.
Can't wait to hear that.
Good. You got it.
Hi, everybody. Neve here from Live with Neve. PayPal me /Live with Neve. Send us a few shekels. Keep us on the air. Keep it moving. We have some great dates coming up, including live from Nashville in April. So please send us a bone. Send us a watch. Send us, I don't know, weird credit card things. Whatever. Send us your old crazy aunt. I don't know. We can make her one of our mascots. Any rate, just send something. PayPal me /live with Neve. I'm sitting here cracking up at myself. And anyhow, we're sitting here, everybody, live with Neve. It's quarter past the hour, and we're here with Phil, Mr. Squeeze, coming back. Come on back, man. Let's talk.
I'm back here. Yes. Hey, how you doing?
I know I saw from all your credits and stuff, you play a lot of different stuff. You've worn many hats in this industry, and you got quite the impressive resume. Any real favorites and all the stuff you've played with and the people? Any things that are noteworthy?
There's obviously quite a few, but I think I really enjoyed my time with John Prine. That was quite a long stretch. It was almost 10 years, and played a few records and did quite a few tours. Because he was very easy to be with. It was like just hanging out with your friend.
Sure.
And that was nice. I really liked the music of Grantley Buffalo. It was close to my own. I had my own band called the Brothers Figaro in the late 80s, early 90s, and that was on Geffen. And we had the chance to make it big, but you know how, I don't know if you know anything about the music business back then, but they gave you like the 6 weeks, and if it didn't stick, you're out. It was
right.
Unless you had some kind of champion, like somebody just really just loved you. But we were basically told when the first day when our record came out that the president took us aside in his room and he said, "Look," he goes, "a lot of people love you at this label." He goes, "I personally don't get it. I have no idea what to do with you." And so we kind of knew that was that not a good sign.
You hear so many back in those days. It was such a crazy time period.
Yeah.
Hunter Thompson always had some interesting quotes about that.
Oh yes, I know.
Shallow, long trench full of money grubbers and whores and beans and hell, and that's on a good day. I love it.
The music business, but besides that, I think one of the most pivotal points was when I was able to play with Rod Stewart, and we did a thing called Unplugged, and I actually went on tour with him. But Unplugged, I remember when I was a kid, probably the first time I ever heard a mandolin on a record was Maggie May, right? And I'm not even sure I knew what it was, although we had one, strangely, because we're ethnic parents. I had one at home, but I didn't know what it was. Anyway, so I remember playing that song, and we did it a few times before he actually came in. We rehearsed it, and then finally came in, and he's singing the song. At the end, I play the mandolin, the other thing, and then he sings that great line where he goes, "Maggie, I wish I never seen your face." He sings it really high, and I just lost it at that moment. I go, "Oh God, my life has been leading to something good. Thank God." It was one of those. One of those nice epiphanies that maybe I didn't screw up my whole life.
Sure. Something your parents can eventually go, "Wow, I'm so proud of him." I have a question
I know that
for you.
feeling. I know it.
Yeah. Definitely.
Every day.
Good.
Well, speaking of Mr. Prine, I have a favorite song. I have a bunch of them. I like Lazy Bone. It's an old song.
Oh man.
You ever play that?
No, I don't think we ever played that. But yeah, he had so many songs in his repertoire. I'm just waiting for people to like pick through his repertoire and start, covering them.
Yes.
It's ridiculous.
There's a whole world. How about this? Why don't you pick a Prime song and let's hear you play one?
Oh, okay.
You would.
Great. Yes, please.
Okay, let me
live with Neil.
Wait.
Good job, Neil. I'm glad you remembered your name.
Yeah, he did remember his name. Let me find one.
Okay.
Okay.
This is Phil, Mr. Squeeze, piano forte.
Okay. Yes, I'm going. I know. I'm going to do. I really like this one. Let me see if I got under S. Let me see if I spelled it correctly.
You're like me.
That's okay.
Oh gosh. Oh,
You're
come on.
totally, you're
We don't
totally
need to put
good,
you
my
on the
friend.
spot.
Yeah, no, not at all, not at all. This is all good.
Is it
Yeah.
really?
Oh yeah, you're totally great. You're wonderful. In
There's
fact,
some guy in
you're
a suit
perfect.
upstairs. He's screaming, but he's already drunk. He's half naked up there, one of the people from the carpool. And I don't know what he's doing, but he could stay up there. We're rolling. It's free form. The executive's locked out of the building. He forgot
Oh my
his
God,
card.
those guys.
Oh my gosh. No, you're totally awesome, Mr. Squeeze. You are the man.
Am I
can't
really?
get over the
Yes.
nickname.
You
I
like
love
that?
it. I
Well-
and I also love your honesty and how just you're connecting
Okay.
so well, and I love it.
Oh, good.
I love your energy.
Okay, let me see if I get it. So this one's called 6 o'clock news because I just always love. You know that one? Okay.
Yeah,
this.
yes.
I had played this song with John for probably a few years, and I remember always going, "Okay, yeah," because I was a young man, so I was like, "Oh, I like the part about come on, baby, spend the night with me," because maybe it'll help us score or something, because this is the kind of crap you think about when you're young, and
Right.
and I'm sure that's why he put it. I was thinking that's why he put it in there, right?
Right.
Mhm.
And so I'd never listened to the rest of the song. One day I was like listening to the lyrics and I thought, oh my God, this is like somebody killing themselves. Like, I think. And I go, but I didn't really put it together. And I guess John had talked about a lot that he knew a kid who he found out that he was very weird. And he found out later that his father was actually his granddad, so like it was an incestual relationship. And then he made up the rest of the story because he always told me not to let the truth get in the way of a good story. But yeah, but it could have happened. I don't know. But I remember asking one time, "What's this song about?" And he goes, "Well, what do you think it's about?" And I go, "That was." So I just, anyways, 6 o'clock news goes like this. Wanda had a baby back in 1951. Her father was a stranger. The stranger was the son. Call that child James Lewis. Call these rooms a home. Changing all them diapers. Polish all that chrome. Come on, baby, spend the night with me. All around the schoolyard, playing all them games, running, laughing, back and forth. Kid with 2 first names. Stranger in the closet, lock the diary. Past is running faster, singing harmony. Come on, baby, spend the night with me. God bless this kitchen, said the knick-knack shelf. Dinner's almost ready, go and wash yourself. Jim is growing up now, Wanda's growing old. Time is growing shorter, night is long and cold. Come on, baby, spend the night with me. Sneaking in the closet and through the diary. Don't you know that all he saw was all there was to see? The whole town saw Jimmy on the 6 o'clock news. His brains were on the sidewalk and blood was on his shoes. Come on, baby, spend the night with me. Come on, baby, spend the night with me. Oh, thank you. Yeah, that's one of my
wonderful.
favorite.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, great lyrics. I just I love the imagery. You know, it's that's one of the things he just got, and also great to notice that he wrote that when he was 23 or something like that.
Wow. Yeah.
24.
A lot of insight in a few years.
Yes, exactly. I mean, I didn't when I was 23. I was just barely be able to take care of myself. So,
right. Well, what was your favorite tune when you guys had played? Did you guys both have a song when you played it that you both said, "Wow, I just love doing this every night"?
What, John? You mean?
Yeah.
John was pretty quiet. I think he liked all his songs, but he was like the most musician I knew. He was just, it was like just part of what he did. It was like talking, playing a guitar, singing, not really thinking about the songs too much. He never took himself too seriously ever.
Right.
So he didn't go, "Oh, this is a great song I have to do." He never would say that.
Right.
He would probably thinking more about, I don't know what people want to hear. Maybe they'll want to hear this.
Right.
But he just, there were so many tunes. And the crazy thing is, when I first got involved with him, I really didn't know much about his songs, except maybe the Bonnie Raitt tune, that Angel from Montgomery, which is also just an amazing song in itself. Yeah. So, and usually their hits are pretty bad, like I love Todd Rundgren, but his biggest hit is "I Don't Want to Work, I Want to Bang on the Drum All Day."
All day, yeah. Yeah, right.
Not his most
actually being a drummer, that was my drum solo song we would go into when that was in vogue in the 70s and 80s.
Yeah.
We'd go in and I'd just mosh out for the obligatory. Everybody's going to go, powder their nose and get a drink, and then hope that I get it to the end of the set. So they come on, play 4 bars and jump off, those rotten bastards.
Pretty good, yes.
Yeah.
They're good days.
Oh my God.
Well,
yes.
I guess we have one more break, and then we're going to, you want to play some more?
Yeah, I'll play some more. Sure, I'll play one of my tunes.
All right,
yay,
great.
Good.
Yeah.
We'll be right back with Phil and Mr. Squeeze.
Parlapiano, yes.
Yeah,
Parlapiano.
Both names.
Parlapiano, we welcome you to the home. I'm Neil from Live with Neve. We have an exciting connection for our veterans, country music fans, and there is something for everyone. Gone Country Hats at GoneCountryHats.com. That's right, we've partnered with Gone Country Hats at GoneCountryHats.com. See you soon.
Hi, this is Leland Sklar, and I am hanging with Neve, and I am having the best time of my life.
Live with Neve, Fridays on the East Coast from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m.
All right. Here we are. It is 3:30, half past the hour in New York. I guess it's 12:30, in LA. We have Phil, Mr. Squeeze. Now I've vexed myself.
It's really easy.
Now I clutched.
Parlapiano.
Yeah,
the end is easy. Yes.
Parlapiano.
Yes. You know what that means? You're Italian.
I don't know what that means.
Right. It means speak softly. Speak softly.
Oh, like piano miso. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, great. You must come from a family of musicians somewhere back in your genetic code.
Oh, most definitely. And even in my recent code, I mean, some people go, "Oh, were you in a musical family?" And I go, "Nah, not at all." And then when I really think about it, let me see. My dad used to play the violin. he didn't want to go professional. My mom sang. My grandmother taught me how to play. She played the piano and the mandolin and the guitar. So she taught me how to play the piano when I always tell people it's like I learned how to play piano, I think probably before I learned how to speak. You know,
Yeah.
I knew the treble clef. I didn't know the bass clef.
Oh,
And, I knew the treble clef by the time I was
You don't need to learn
4.
That's the devil's own instrument.
Yeah, I know.
For you.
That bass clef. So
She's
Okay.
obsessed with it.
Yeah.
Look at her. She's in denial. She's going to get her eyes start bugging. She'll spin in her head. Be like a movie made by another Italian guy. Oh, look at her. Here she goes.
Oh, nice.
Tear it up, baby.
I like those. I like those acoustic basses. Yeah.
I'm just always have to have somebody to pick on. Julie has signed up for this high-paying gig.
Oh.
Yeah, I know.
You know.
Us basses just get boom, boom, boom.
Yeah. So,
it's a good boom boom though. It's good boom.
Yeah, it's fun. It's grain free. It's gluten free. Excuse me. And there's no lab animals tested other than my cat. If I play music a little too loud,
oh god,
gone.
Yeah, right. I know. They don't like the low notes either. I noticed that.
Oh no, my neighbors don't either. But it's Friday, so I turned my sub on for the weekend. Yeah. I'd get kind of prompted for the weekend because I'm going to hang out, eat gummies. Because I had my surgery a month or whatever, 3 weeks ago. Yeah, which is fine. As you can see, I'm relatively
the gummies. You mean? Yeah.
Oh, the gummies are great. The scar is great too, but I can't put it up again. It's just too much work.
Okay.
But it's getting better. I'm at fighting weight.
Oh, good.
I'm not quite tanned and fit, but you guys have had a great, from what I can see, compared to New York. You had a really easy winter. I mean, didn't seem like. New York's just been awful and cold. We didn't really have the mother of all snowfalls either, which is always fun every 10 years.
Right.
It's so quiet. I love the acoustics of the outside landscape.
Oh, with the snow, you mean?
So magnified. Yeah.
Yes, I know. It reflects the sound, I think.
So Phil, you had a song you were going to play for us?
Oh yes, I'll play a song. You want me to play a song?
Yes, please. Please.
This is a song for the last record I did, which is a few years ago. That's why I need to make a new one soon. It was called The Mordacious Mr. Squeeze. I wrote this song with a guy named Steve Moose, and we used to, strangely enough, play at the Moose Lodge, but there was no. Just happened to be
no moose were injured in this article.
No, they weren't. Let me see how I start this. There it is. That's the chord. Okay. Not afraid of the major 7th chord. Okay, this one's called Under the Bus. Threw me under the bus. You threw me under the bus, and the wheels went whoosh, whoosh, whoosh over my poor head. Such a sad place to be. Me and my buddies worked at the same plant for a boss as cruel as he was ignorant. So we decided to tell him good. I spoke my mind, there's no hesitation. Then I looked for some cooperation. It's when I knew exactly where I stood. You threw me under the bus. You threw me under the bus, and the wheels went whoosh, whoosh, whoosh over my poor head. Such a low down place to be. Do you remember when you would stalk me? Call me in the night just to talk me into having a rendezvous. Then your man began to suspect me. In the atmosphere, will he detect me? That's when I told him you'd been bothering you. That's when you told him I'd been bothering you. Threw me under the bus. Threw me under the bus, and the wheels went whoosh, whoosh, whoosh over my poor head. joke. Yeah, I'm learning. Too many times I've been burning by that wrong piece of oil and wood. So don't you stand there calling me brother, brother. I don't trust nobody but my mother, and I think she been jiving me too. Threw me under the bus, threw me under the bus, and the wheels went whoosh, whoosh, whoosh over my poor head. Such a lonely, lonely place to be. Threw me under the bus. Whoa, you threw me under the bus. Whoosh, 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 whoa, whoa, over my head.
How
Hey.
about it?
You threw me under the bus.
You know, I think my cousin Donald Fagen is laying at home going, you know, I haven't written anything in a while. That was great song,
That was
man.
amazing. That was
Oh, thank
I
you.
beautiful.
really dug it.
I
You know,
loved it.
we hear a lot of stuff and all of it's good and some of it's great. That's a great tune.
Oh, geez, thank
I
you.
loved
I
it.
was actually sitting here wishing I was playing percussion and drums on it
Yeah.
and producing it. I immediately was like, well, we can just turn this into some swinging
Yeah,
bossa
it was-
nova, you
Yeah.
know. That
It does have a little bit of a bossa
it
on
has
it.
like
Yeah.
what
Yeah.
do I think about it? Ricky Don't Lose That
Yes, yeah.
Number-ish kind of a vibe. But great job. It's the one thing that I hear in what you're doing is that development of the song in stages where it's like taking a walk down a garden or a trail, you know, you go out in the woods. You know, there's a little pool over here, and you go over
Yeah,
and then
of course.
you know, your melodic stuff was really cool because you know you were changing the key and whatever you were doing, I liked
Oh,
it.
thank you. Yeah.
It really,
Well, I always see everything as a little bit cinematic. I mean, you know,
yes,
I've always been really intrigued by. I don't really want to write film music per se, but I liked when rock music got. That's why I liked all the progressive rock in the day.
sure.
It was very like, you know, you saw things while you were listening to it. You know.
Yes, yes.
Yeah,
So-
absolutely.
It's-
It gave you a picture. And one of the things I saw was, and I heard when you were playing, I mean, I could hear some like Ray Charles influence in
Mhm.
there, and just with the rhythmic, you know, rocking part of, you know, it was just, I just thought it was a beautiful composition
thank you.
all
Thank you
together.
very much.
Yeah.
Yes, and I was able to do a good version of it with some banjo actually, so banjo instead of the piano. But there's a lot of really good elements to I love the recording of it as well.
That's great.
That's great. Where can people get your recording? I saw your Facebook page. Is there any place else?
Yeah, they can get it directly from me, and they could also get it.
People.
Yeah, they could also get it from iTunes as well. You know,
Okay.
I think there's a payment on there, but Mordacious
From
Mr.
Mr. Squeeze. He gets the money, and iTunes and all those guys they're just so hideous how it all works out. But
Well,
you know
yeah,
what? You get them out there. It's the biggest distribution thing in the world. So
Right.
you know
that's why you
gotta
do
have it
yeah.
out there. But
I mean, when we were young and we were making records, we couldn't. You know, the best we could do is what we used to go to the local record store and say, "Can I put my record in?" And you know, if they liked you, they would. But that was as good as you can get. That was your distribution.
Right,
Yeah.
right. It was all boots on the ground, right?
Yeah,
you and
exactly.
you and your posse was like out there promoting in Ybor City here in Tampa. and stuff.
Finding bands.
This cassette, yeah.
Like drummer needed, must not need brain surgery. You know, stuff like that. Bass player wanted, must have personality.
No, must have transportation. Must have transportation.
Transportation, yes, reliable transportation. That was
transportation.
Oh yeah, that was good.
The reliable transportation. Yes, I remember. That was like the big thing.
It was a big thing. It was a
What
big.
do you call a drummer who doesn't have a girlfriend?
Homeless.
Yeah, but the man's been around the block. You know, Phil, it's really been fun having you on. You were great hanging. I want to do this again.
Yeah, dude, it was awesome.
I really enjoyed it, and I do enjoy your show. You know, Toby hooks me up with all you guys.
Oh, yeah, Toby's great. Yeah,
She is great.
Toby is the best.
So awesome.
And, you know, for anybody watching, Phil Parlapiano is kicking ass. The guy played with John Prine. Before we go, talk about real quick. We've got like 3 minutes. Talk about Penn and Teller. I thought that was an interesting bit.
I did that. I did that with Grantley Buffalo, and he did. They had a show called Live in Sin City or something like that. It was just it was a variety show in the late 90s.
Okay.
And Grantley Buffalo was asked to play because he was a big fan of that.
Was it at the Rio?
Oh God, I don't know. I really don't know where it was. You can see it online. Yeah.
It's alleged that I was there at that time period. And
okay.
I don't quite remember. I ended up on a plane somewhere else. And
really?
I really remember it, but it was fun. They tell me anyway.
Oh, that's good. Were you playing? Were you in Vegas for a while? Is that what it is?
No, I was actually there to pimp Muzak, the corporation.
I love. Are you Muzak, the corporation?
Yes.
I love Muzak. That's one of my like pet things that I love. I love the little pit sounds, the little strings things, and I love it. I used to work at an insurance company. It had like 1,000 people. I had a temp job, and they turned off the Muzak one day, and I went downstairs and complained.
Yes.
And the lady down there didn't even know that there was ever music playing. And I go, "You don't hear that? It's all the time."
Oh my God.
Yeah.
You know,
and now
it's funny.
Yeah.
I know so many musicians who say something positive about Muzak, but then I think it's just a common conceit that people have. Oh, that elevator music sucks. I'll tell you what, when I was there, Muzak brought us the compact disc 15 years before it was in public use. They made large records that were like 18 and 24-inch platters that are cool as shit. I wish I had one. You can't find them. All the old techs, when they modernized everything, stole all that shit in New York. It's all in a bunch of techs houses going, look at this bad fucker with a 30, this enormous 3-foot disc. And they're red. And the other thing people don't know is pre-war, they had all these best orchestras like, Tommy Dorsey, and they would record them playing at Muzak when they were headquartered downtown. And my hopes of aggrandizing myself, when I moved to New York, I said, I'm here in the Apple. I'm going to be the guy. I want to kick this company in the ass, open up our studio on Times Square like it was back in the 30s. The Roaring 20s, because I had a dream. I said, I want to do this here, make our company huge. And like most things, sometimes the best thing that doesn't happen is something doesn't happen.
Right.
I know it now in posts, but at the time I was pretty drawn to it.
Well, that's great. I have incredible admiration.
Thank you. Well, do you have anything going on this weekend? You playing anything? Doing anything?
I just have my show on Facebook. I do it at 10 o'clock now, 10 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. I'll be doing some more John Prine, and I talk about things, and
Well, great.
I have that every week on Sunday at 10 o'clock.
Well, we're gonna swing by, and I'm gonna check it out, and we're gonna put it up. We'll add you to our list of friends.
Oh, fantastic!
Yeah, it's a lot better. The Enemies is bad. We have ninjas in Los Angeles. They're ridiculous. They'll come in the night. They'll steal. They're trained to. If they hear an accordion, they're trained to go psycho.
Oh yeah, I can understand that.
It's like a General Dynamics dog, except it's alive and ready for you. But everybody, here we are. It's Live with Neve. We're going to be back in Los Angeles talking to Hammond artist Emiko, and we can't wait. Em is a great friend, and Julie, I'm hoping she'll write me a new song that'll show the softer side of me.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah. Thank you, Phil. Thank you so much.
All the pain I feel.
Thank you.
Now, there's quite a bit. Right now, she's getting ice
Cornel. God.
But I'm ready. I'm like the Monty Python guy. I got one good arm. I'll cut your legs off. I'll fucking gnaw your ankle. Yeah. All right, we're out of here. We got to go.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Neil.
Piano.
Yes, we'll see you again soon.
Take it easy. Bye.